Are you an emerging business leader? How would you like a full ride MBA scholarship? It's possible. The Ivy College of Business is offering a full scholarship for one standout student in the online MBA. This first Emerging Leader MBA Scholarship will be awarded to one qualified candidate who is ready to start classes in the fall of 2026. Apply by May 15th. The link is copied below. Reach your full potential with the Iowa State MBA.
The Business Record News Headlines is brought to you by the Ivy College of Business at Iowa State University, where world-class faculty, staff, programs, and facilities come together to deliver business education for a rapidly changing world. At Ivy, students gain more than a degree, they gain real-world experience and the confidence to lead in any industry. Welcome to the Business Record Iowa News Headlines podcast presented by the Ivy College of Business at Iowa State University. This is your essential weekly briefing on local business news from across the state. I'm Business Record President Chris Conetzkey here with co-host Business Record Editor Sarah Diehn. And we're starting with our Business Record Roundup, reviewing the top 3 stories reported by the Business Record Newsroom that you might have missed over the last week. Sarah, go ahead and start us off.
Thanks, Chris. Local contractor Baker Group plans to add over 37,000 square feet to its Ankeny headquarters this summer in order to meet growing client demand. The Ankeny City Council approved a development agreement for the project at its meeting on Monday. The company will invest $11 million in the project and create 100 new jobs, with the city agreeing to a property tax rebate not to exceed $650,000 over 6.5 years. Baker Group leaders said the increasing demand is coming from clients across all sectors of its business. The expansion is expected to be complete in 2027.
Computer science departments at universities across Iowa are in a transition period as AI is affecting enrollment outlook and changing how the subject is taught. After years of enrollment growth at several universities, professors are now expecting declines as parents and students worry about the sector's future job prospects. They are seeing it takes graduates longer to find jobs than in the past, but note that overall challenges in the labor market are a factor. Despite the uncertainty of AI's full impact, departments are adding AI-related courses and bringing tools into classrooms to meet industry and student demand while navigating how to teach students responsible use of the tools over reliance.
A new apartment development could be on its way to Des Moines Market District on the east side of the city. Indiana-based Great Lakes Capital is proposing a 6-story building on a 3-acre vacant lot at 301 Southeast 4th Street. The proposed $47 million project would be the first building in a section of the Market District being redeveloped by a consortium of partners, including JSC Properties and Knapp Properties. Each of the 258 units would be income restricted, with select units accessible to people with mobility issues and hearing or visual disabilities. The Urban Design Review Board discussed the project Tuesday and will consider the design for approval at a later meeting. You can read all these stories in full and more news at businessrecord.com. Next up, we have our statewide headlines with the news you need to know from across Iowa.
The Cedar Rapids Gazette reports state general funding to Iowa's K-12 schools will increase 2% in the next school year under legislation signed by Governor Kim Reynolds last week. The legislation is the result of an agreement reached between Reynolds and Senate and House Republicans. The 2% per pupil increase is part of a total K-12 education spending package of nearly $4 billion in general state funding. The package also includes state funding to prevent local property tax increases that could be triggered by the state funding level and to help districts with outsized transportation costs.
The Des Moines Register reports Iowa's public universities would be required to freeze tuition at current levels for 5 years under a bill passed by House lawmakers last week. The proposal comes as the Regent universities are proposing to raise tuition by 3% for resident undergraduate students. An analysis of the bill by the nonpartisan Legislative Services Agency found that over the 5 years, the tuition freeze would reduce the university's revenue by $11 million for the University of Northern Iowa, $25 million at the University of Iowa, and nearly $28 million at Iowa State University.
New data from the FDIC shows Iowa banks saw an increase in loan activity in 2025. Iowa banks reported a 4.7% increase in loan growth last year, reaching $92 billion. Nationally, loan balances also increased industry-wide, up 2% from the previous quarter. The 229 Iowa-based banks also saw steady growth in deposits, ending 2025 with $110.8 billion in deposits.
A recent study found that wages of direct care workers have only increased $2.62 per hour over the last 15 years, when adjusted for inflation, despite increases in median hourly wages. The Direct Care Worker Wage and Benefit Survey is a partnership between Iowa Workforce Development and nonprofit Iowa Caregivers. It has been conducted in 2010, 2019, and most recently 2025. The survey also found that 40% of direct care workers left because of low pay, and nearly 60% would return for better wages. Direct care workers include certified nurse aides, and aides for home care, hospitals, and hospice.
The Des Moines Register reports the Des Moines Area Regional Transit Authority has received a $20 million federal grant to help replace its operations and maintenance facility. The grant from the Federal Transit Administration will go towards the second phase of the project, including bus storage, offices for employees, and training space. DART was awarded about $17.3 million in 2019 for the first phase of the project. The first phase of the project is slated to open in late May. The Ivy College of Business at Iowa State University is proud to introduce the Emerging Leader MBA Scholarship, a full ride opportunity designed to develop Iowa's next generation of business leaders. Full ride, full potential. Learn more and apply online at the link in the show description. That's our show for today. Before we go, we have a few things for you to take with you throughout the rest of your week. One thing coming up, a new episode of the Iowa Economy Podcast is coming out next Tuesday at noon. It's going to be discussing the Federal Reserve with an economist and an Iowa leader who serves on the Fed Advisory Council. Also, a quick shout out to new Iowa State University President David Cook, who began his presidency earlier this week. And lastly, one fun thing to know, the Education Center, located on the site of Grant Wood's American Gothic House in Eldon, will see a major expansion with help from a $400,000 federal grant from the USDA Rural Development. Thanks for joining us today, and thanks to our sponsor, the Ivy College of Business at Iowa State University. Each week, you can count on us for a dose of balanced news with the context you need. If you enjoyed today's show, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you back here next Wednesday.